Welcome to Tier 2, Azerbaijan, Round 4, and I am your commentator, Wrathful, and I am accompanied here with BWO as my co-comms tonight, so thank you for joining me.
What's that?
But not many drivers made it out tonight, it seems. Fortunate.
Yeah, well, as ones are going out there, as we got some track activity. Um,
There we go. I didn't have game audio. I had an audio glitch for a moment. There we
I don't
go.
have game audio as
Alright.
well. That's interesting as well.
Yeah, just pause and unpause usually
I
fixes
fixed
it.
it.
If that
Yeah.
ever happens as a driver, yeah,
Yeah, I
for your
got.
own.
Let's see. It's gonna be. Looks like Zach the Beast will be the first one out. He picked medium, so we'll see if that's just gonna be a banker. But well, we got some time here. We'll give a little championship recap. Veyron leads the championship with 58 points. He has one race win. He won the opening round at Bahrain, but he has finished on the podium in his first 3 races. He's the only one that can say that at this moment. He leads Boss Cookie by 15 points. He's in second. Third place is Heat Wave with 25 points. Wraith is in P4 with 22 points. Zach the Beast is P5 with 19 points. Toneless Death is P6 with 16 points. He is tied with Charlie with 16 points as well. So P8 would be inside of Port with 12 points. He's tied with DXD Ichigo in ninth with 12 points as well. Mozzie is P10 with 11 points. Ruben in 11th has 10 points. He's tied with Luciano, who's in P12. Maniko is tied with FinFan, Danny Rick, and Lewis Fan for P13 with 8 points. Drix has 7 points in P17. Going to the team championship, Mercedes leads with 80 points. They have an 18-point lead over AlphaTauri, who's in second. Third place is Red Bull with 41 points. Fourth place is Alpine with 24 points. Alfa Romeo is fifth with 19. McLaren is P6 with 16. Williams and Haas are tied P7 with 10. Ferrari's P9 with 7 points. And Aston Martin is 10th with no points scored so far.
It's going to be an interesting one. See who can score up some points. See if Aaron's going to put himself back up there again.
Well, Bayron's form has been pretty on point. First, third, second. Yeah, he's consistently been on the podium to start the year. That's really, really good to start a championship campaign with only 13 races. So we'll see if he can continue that as Zach's in Sector 3. No, he's invalidated, so...
He's invalidated before Castle. Next driver through should be Ardell to try and set us a time. I believe it's Heatwave in behind him on the medium, so we'll get a slight comparison of soft to medium, but interesting to see.
Interesting that Zach invalidated. Now this is... I don't think they got one single warning last night. This is not a track. This is a track that's kind of... It's hard to get penalties, honestly. There's only a handful of corners that, unless you really miss the mark, you're not going to get track limits. So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I agree. It's not... there is one area I know I would get a lot of penalties at, but that's a 39.6 starting off from Ardell, so that's not so bad. I guess Heatwave also had an invalidated lap, because he's going to go again. Danny Rick starting a lap now behind, I believe, Ardell, so... He's also on the mediums, trying to get every little bit he can. But, yeah, a few of them just have to get out there for their lap.
Yeah, we have, 3 guys on mediums right now, which you've seen in the first 2 races last night. Outside of Tier 3, where P10 started on mediums, everyone else that's made the top 10 has been on soft, so... Let's see if we have a little bit of a shakeup as Veyron with a 38.9.
Moves himself right up to the top of the board. 7/10 gap already formed, and we'll have to see who slots in between at this point.
That's it. good opportunity for Veyron to stretch a gap over Boss Cookie, who's not here tonight. Heat Wave, you know, he comes in 18 points, you know, back of Boss Cookie. Same with Wraith, you know, not too far behind. Zach, you know, good chance to close in that gap for P2 in the championship.
Yeah, great chance for Veyron to try and seal away this championship early, and great for some of these other drivers to maybe rack in some good points while the other championship leaders are not so much here. So yeah, great for Heatwave because got 25 points, could catch into Boss Cookie quite a bit with a good performance here. So
yeah, interesting.
Danny Rick puts himself P2 on medium, so that's a very competitive time. Just shy of the 38s, but on mediums, low 39 is pretty decent. So
interesting enough, I don't know if Heatwave and Charlie are doing a little. I wonder if Heatwave here is helping Charlie with a toe. So as Charlie is on a lap. Yep. As Heatwave comes into the pits and Charlie goes up with a 38.3.
So the team effort working out there.
It's interesting because
Yeah.
saw where Heatwave was off the pace. I'm like, well, he hasn't invalidated, but Charlie was coming his teammate. I was like, I wonder if this is going to be some tactics here.
Well, the team tactics seems to have paid out so far. Ozzy starting an out lap. Probably just Danny Rick coming around again. Who else would be starting a lap next?
I believe it will be Danny Rick.
Luciano set himself in there. I don't know if he's going to go again, though.
Yeah, I think Danny Rick. I think this is what he's doing is for on a lap, or we'll see quickly if he comes into the pits or not. His fuel light is on, so one would assume he's not going to complete it. Yeah, he's coming into the pits. So
Luciano had a bit of a bump with the wall, but so far seems to have managed his way through. With either no damage or very light damage at least, so.
So far we haven't had anyone crash out yet, and haven't really seen anyone. We've seen people have issues with the wall, but not really. How do I say that? I think Foge actually is missing an end plate.
Foge is missing an end plate.
So he'll come in and he'll pit. And with this track, even the slightest wing damage, you do feel it. Yes. Katra will start. Oh, Katra. I think that wasn't a game glitch. Yep, she had a moment off of turn 1 exit and smacked the wall and now has wing damage. So that will be kind of her run done.
Fortunate for her, but still lots of time to get out there for another lap at least. So there is that.
Yeah.
So
plenty of time with what 9 minutes remaining.
Notice a few of these drivers looking at the mediums, maybe with the lighter crowd, they're suspecting less safety cars like we were saying before the lobby started up, so will that be a factor? Will Tier 2 have less safety cars with lesser drivers, and will that make a big difference in the race?
Well, we both can attest to this. You know, the soft compound is, the faster compound, but it doesn't last long. You know, after about 4 to 5 laps, it goes off a cliff. Whereas the mediums, yeah, it's hard to compete against the softs initially, but the crossover after 4 or 5 laps, is good for the mediums, and you can push those mediums all the way for about 18 laps. So medium isn't a bad compound to be on if we don't get an early safety car. So be interesting.
Yeah, but again, there's always you need to stop. So is it worth it to try and do the soft medium And then if there's a safety car, just do like a soft medium, which I'm guessing some of these drivers are looking at. But yeah, it looks like Zach puts himself up into P2.
Good lap.
Very competitive time.
The thing with the medium compound is if you do get an early safety car, and we both can attest to this, I don't know what tire you started on. I believe I was on softs. I can't remember.
I was on the softs, so.
If you're on the mediums, there's no point in you pitting unless you have damage, because the only compound that you can really go to for the end is hards. Whereas if you're on the softs and you have an early safety car, you could throw on softs and that could work. Or you could just stay out, go on mediums and see how that plays out. So,
And Ardell improves with a little bit of a tow from his teammate, so it looks like the team effort is the big deal here and will help make a difference. So.
Well, we kind of saw this in real life last year with Leclerc getting a pole with getting a really good tow. So,
and there you go. Heatwave puts himself up into P2. So it's a Red Bull front row as it stands. 6 minutes left in the quali though. Lots of time for that to change, but right now those two are very competitively at the top.
Very close on their times. You know, they're about, they're over 2/10 ahead of Zach the Beast and P3, but if you look at the times between Charlie and Heatwave, it's only separated by 0.027, so pretty close between the Red Bulls. As Zach comes into the pits.
Yeah, Zach's into the pits. Danny Rick's about to start a lap out there.
I think Mozzie is also coming into the pits. The fuel light is on.
Yeah, he might be coming into the pits. I believe that's Ichigo. No, it's not. That's Veyron on a lap behind. What does Veyron have coming to the line then? Might have gotten a tow. A little bit. Pushes him up a little bit higher, up to P4. Knocks Ardell down and improves his time by about 2/10. So that's good for Veyron.
Yeah, Luciano
Probably going to try and get back to the pit, but...
Yeah, Luciano was down on his time a little bit, but then he just invalidated. So let's see what he does. If he completes the lap, yeah, he will. No, he won't. He'll dive into the pits at the last second.
Yeah, and Drix finishes his run on the medium. So looks like Ferrari trying to do the alt strat from one another in case of a safety car. But let's see who else is going to come down to the line. Looks like a lot of drivers are into the pits now to fuel up for maybe one last run. OJ's going through. What do they have, or will they pit? In for another run. Oh, they're gonna go for it. What do you got to the line? It's gonna be a 42 or 40.2. It's gonna be P10 for now, but has time for another run. Maybe fueled up for 2. There's Danny Rick coming around. How did he get on with his lap?
So far, he's 6.5 up.
That'll do. That'll put him right close to the front of the grid if he can finish it off. But thinks better of it and goes into the pits.
Interesting.
Speeds into the pits to try and get himself back out there. Ichigo having some issues into turn 3. I don't know if that was contact, but he has no wing, and that is going to probably be his run done.
Yeah, where he's at the track, probably most likely with approaching, we're under 4 minutes. I don't see him being able to turn that around. Interesting with Danny Rick, he was 6.5 up after Sector 2. I wonder if he made a mistake in Sector 3 and that cost him, because just that was odd. Let's see.
Yeah, he seemed like he was up a lot and it would have made the difference, but apparently not in their eyes, so it is what it is.
Well, we'll see if anyone wants to come out. Luciano's come out. Hey, Catra's leaving to have her final go. Looking at activity in the garage, it's kind of quiet as we approach 3 minutes. Right now, Also, Danny Rick, he might have been on the soft compound and decided to not complete it because P6, P7, P8, their times have been set on the medium compound, so that could be as well. As now we have a Red Bull leaving. Can't tell who it is. I'm going to assume it's Charlie because Heatwave's already out on the track.
Yes, Heatwave out there for his out lap. Zach, I think, is the first driver to get their final laps in, so he's on his run in charge.
Let's see what he does when he crosses Sector 1. He's approaching it now. He's 0.14 up.
Enough. It would be enough if he improves in the second and third sector.
Let's see what the Red Bulls can do to respond.
Oh, light tap to the wall, but just enough to make it through. I don't know if that scrubbed off a tenth or two that he was going to need for pole, but so far so good.
He's lucky to get away with it. Drunken Sham. Oh wait, that's in the pits. 4/10 up. Keeps it valid.
Again, other drivers could be making improvements too. Maybe the track improvements are just that much more. He's making his way through. What will it be, Zach, coming to the line?
Probably be 6/10, maybe, give or take.
And that will be enough for now.
Lost a little bit through Sector 3. I believe here comes Charlie to start his final lap. As Heykatra has been disqualified for going the wrong way, I think.
She took an escape road and tried to turn around, and the game disqualified her.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. What do we have from Heatwave, though? Will it be enough to topple Zach? And it will be, just by a bit more. So lots of drivers out on their runs now. Charlie looks like he's invalidated. Aaron starting a lap.
Yep.
Ardell on a run.
Let's look at Charlie. Oh, Charlie's invalidated, so he will not be able to improve his time. There's Ardell. Ardell is up 7/10. Ardell is currently tracking towards the front row. Luciano jumps up to P1. Good lap by Luciano.
Good lap from Luciano so far, but I don't know if anybody's going to be able to beat it in the late minute here.
We'll see. Oh, Ardell hits the wall at the top, leaving the castle section. I think he didn't invalidate, but I think that's really going to hurt his time. We'll see.
Missing the end plate?
No.
No,
but
it's just light damage, if that, so
it cost him
maybe
6
he's
tenths.
gotten away with it.
He was points, 7 and some change up on his time, but that little mistake there really hurt him. I think he'll improve a little bit if he doesn't have damage, but not at the rate he really wanted.
Still going to be enough for an improvement. It's going to move him up to P5 for now. Mozzie's coming down over the line next. We're going to have a whole stampede of cars coming out to finish. It's an improvement from Mozzie. Moves himself up to P9 for now. Toneless thinks up to the pits. Voj to the pits.
Danny Rick's in complete
Danny Rick
his lap.
continues on. Danny Rick goes fastest overall. Woo! Aaron coming down. He moves up to P6.
I think that's it.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, Heatwave has, he's off the pace. And that will do it. So, if we look at the best detail, best. Only Drix will start in the top 10 with mediums in P8. The rest will be on softs. One thing to perhaps note is everyone is on 1 lap on their compound except Mozzie, who did 2 laps on it. So that's going to be perhaps something to keep an eye on with how much these softs do wear out.
In theory, Mozzie should be pitting first, so when Mozzie's looking weak, we'll know when the softs are about dead then. But as it stands, it looks like Danny Rick's going to be able to take this one, so we're looking at a 38 flat, essentially, for your pole time today for Tier 2. Be interesting to see what will happen for Tier 1 and what they'll be able to put down, but still have this race to go through. Hopefully less safety cars than we've seen all through the other tiers, but it would be nice to see some good action from Tier 2.
It would be. It would be indeed. Have a nice actual have a go as be interesting to see what people do from P11 to P14 down, if they go on softs or mediums. And also,
Well,
I didn't ask.
Back 3 could pick whatever either way, so.
You know, I didn't ask for a weather report. Let's see if I can perhaps.
It's Baku. It's usually dry. It's very rare that it pours here. It can, but I put it on the scale of lesser, so. It's an 80-20. Yeah, there's that 20, but I'm pretty safe on calling this a dry race.
And the report I got back was dry, so.
Yeah.
Or as Zach would say,
I'm pretty confident in doing only dry practice at Azerbaijan. So Canada, though, next week is a little bit different of a story. So we'll get there when we get there.
I had to throw on some. I have to watch some Jensen Button 2011 clips in Canada to get some tips. Wait, no, hold up, just don't pit 5 times.
I don't know. It worked for me in Imola. I pitted 5 times. It still worked out for P2. You never know how it works out.
You know what? If I would have gotten points, it would have worked out too. Because I had a drive-through like Jensen.
Yeah, fair enough. That's true. I don't know. The rain could come to Canada, but for now, we'll have to see how these guys get on. Again, with less drivers, we're hoping for less safety cars. Hopefully a little bit better, cleaner racing.
Might be the quickest race of the weekend so far.
It would be kind of nice if it was.
Yeah?
I'll admit.
You know what? Well, I had this little
Just
break.
get the laps done. Good old race. Good old fashioned way. And move on. Move on to Tier 1. So yeah, I agree.
You know what? I need to go get me something to snack on real quick.
Let's see here.
Okay. Well, it looks like everyone outside the top 10 went to mediums except DXD. He went to softs, so. Oh, and Slayer's here. Slayer had a quality ban, didn't he?
I believe that was at last week, but I can't quite remember.
I believe you're right.
Guess I just don't have tire. I don't have tire detail. Oh, there we go. Finally, I was gonna say something's going on weird.
Yeah, so far everyone's just getting their stuff warmed up, ready to go. We haven't had anyone be disqualified for hitting each other yet, so, or at all. Don't want to jinx anyone.
We got a spinner. Zach's lost it at a castle, so that's not good so far. Don't want to hurt those tires more than need be.
No, you don't.
Hopefully it's just some pre-race jitters, and that's the one spin to get it out of the system. I also understand that, you know, break the ice, get it out of your system early during formation lap, spin it there. Better than in the race, so.
At least when he's spun, no one hit him. Rather have this happen rather than sit on the grid with cold tires. That's probably the worst option you want. So, yeah.
Well, the thing is, I went with very aggressive fuel strategy because I predicted many safety cars. I noticed Tolis doesn't have any fuel on board. A lot of these other drivers seem to have fuel on board, predicting less safety cars. So we'll have to see who comes out right on fuel strategy. I don't want to have another driver not make it to the end like we had that one week. So,
well, yeah,
you never know.
Last week, yeah, I bet he's put more fuel in there just in case.
As we get on with our 5 lights. And away we go for round 4 at Azerbaijan Tier 2. Danny Rick gets a good start. But Red Bull's diving everywhere behind. Heatwave trying to get ahead of Luciano. Luciano not doing so great off the start, but everybody else has a lot of company. Zach holding up the 2 Ferraris side by side, so
far so clean though. We haven't seen any contact or anything. Hopefully we can keep it that way.
So far it's nice and clean. Bit of trading positions, but everybody seems to have made their way through pretty nicely.
Yeah,
Danny Rick leads the crowd. He's only got a 6/10 gap. What you got there for me, Biwo? Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You know, Danny Rick, we'll see how aggressive he is with this little ERS button. We'll see if he can break away, get a second ahead, so that way Heatwave won't have DRS come lap 3.
It might be hard. Heatwave's not going to let them go that easily, and I don't think anybody else behind is willing to let them go. So this might be the DRS chain we see.
Ooh,
who was going to fall out of it, though?
I think Drix had a big lockup going into Sector 2. Drix, though, P6 on the mediums. We'll see if he can be able to maintain with the front 5 who are on softs.
He's having a few moments on those mediums. He's already fallen out of it, so I don't know the medium start is the way to go. He's going to be under attack from his own teammate here in a second.
Yeah, might be best for him just to let Ardell go, being the fact that they're on the same, same team. These first couple laps are going to be a little bit painful in this medium compound, but I think it's going to come back to him. He just has to just make sure he doesn't put us up in a bad situation. He doesn't let Ardell through, actually.
I guess Ardell's just protecting behind for the first 5-6 laps, seeing how the race goes. Could be more team strategy coming down to it. Danny Rick, though, alone up front, has no strategy to work with a team, as it were. So it's down to Heatwave and Charlie to see if they can work something as a team, or the 2 Ferraris. So
yeah, everyone's kind of the front 5. They've broken away a little bit. And you got Drix. He's 1.2 back from Zach. So on lap 3, it's going to be Drix that's going to be in some pain with everyone else behind him having DRS.
He's closed in that gap back to Zach, though. All of them having to check up for the castle section and some of the slower corners here. He's clawed in that 1 second, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a look at some battery here. Danny Rick not really using the button. Yeah, everyone's kind of not played with it as much.
Slayer have wing damage. He's had an issue maybe falling off, but so far looks okay.
Well, he doesn't have any damage. Yeah, so far.
Luciano's pushing with a lot of battery. He's looking at the back of Heatwave, but is he actually going to go for the move?
Yeah, he is.
A little bit of contact, and that's going to throw Luciano around. And that's going to yield a lot of positions as DRS is enabled this lap, but stays out of the way of all the other drivers coming out of turn 1. Makes his way through. Slayer into the pits. I guess he did have some sort of damage.
Yeah, he's actually the first 1-2 pit damage as he goes to the hard compound, so he's gonna have to hopefully make that tire last the rest of the way.
Ardell falling off from his teammate a bit, holding up Veyron as they were jostling for turn 3.
That's interesting. Did Ardell make a mistake? Does he have damage?
Perhaps he was avoiding the Luciano as he spun through, so maybe it threw him off for a moment.
That's a very good point
Into
as
turn
well.
1.
But he is losing a lot of time to his teammate. And, you know, they're not on the same compound, so one wonders if he does have damage or not. We'll see come down the main straight if he does pit or not.
Charlie's got the pace. He gets through Heatwave. Maybe Heatwave has some light wing damage he's somewhat nursing here now. And Zach is trying to make a move as well on the back of him. Danny Rick is running for his life, trying to stay away from Charlie, though.
He's tried. Look at Ardell here. He doesn't pit, but he gets Bayron all over him for P6. Bayron's teammate now is behind Ardell, but Ardell now will have DRS being the fact that he's behind Bayron, so...
Yeah, there's a few trains of fighting, and they are all chasing each other down to get that bit of tow and DRS. Danny Rick still holds up the 2 Red Bull, but it is getting very tight up at the front.
I tell you, Drix is doing a good job of just, you know, he's on the tail end of this 5-car train. But, you know, if he can just stay there, you know, he will get the crossover from soft to medium. So, I mean, Veyron in the background there, he's 3.5 seconds back from Drix, so good opportunity also for Drix to save the battery a little bit as he's low on that.
Charlie trying to look for the move, but somewhat backs out of it. Danny Rick still ahead. They're fighting outside of the DRS zone, trying to make the pass done. Just hounding the back of the poor Haas as all of them go through the corner.
Yeah, don't look in the mirrors, Danny Rick. Just go forward.
It's not 1 car, it's 5 cars.
Yeah.
I know it seems like they're close, but they're all right there, I assure you.
Yep, coming to complete lap 4. Let's see if Danny Rick's able to hold him off. Now they'll be going to DRS range. Here comes the Red Bulls. Oh.
And there you go. Charlie gets ahead. Fighting on the inside with Danny Rick. Danny Rick's got the outside line.
Oh, but he gets DRS here.
Danny Rick's got DRS.
Yeah, they were close on the line, so let's see if Danny Rick can complete this pass. Ooh, some contact.
Oh, some contact. Oh, when he hits the wall. I don't know if that's going to be bad floor damage or something, but contact with Charlie sends him off. Drix is right there. Gets ahead of Zach, but Zach looking to get ahead of Drix after seeing a bit of a mistake on the curb, so...
Yeah,
that was an interesting turnaround right there.
Very similar to what happened to Esteban Ocon a handful of years ago. What that has done is, yeah, Danny Rick, we'll see how much damage that gives him. It was a pretty significant shot. Oh yeah, he's got... Atkins not happy. He's probably got front wing damage as well. He's got Veyron all over him now.
Yeah, and Ardell's just closing in the gap a bit now because of it. So good for Ardell. So he's able to stay within that 1 second gap because Ichigo is hounding the back of him. He's going to close in pretty much everybody else behind as a DRS train all the way through. Ichigo having a bit of a moment. Saves the car, though. Has to downshift a few times, but saves it. Luciano's going to work his way through after that.
Who's that crash back there? Shamrock Thomas has crashed. He doesn't have a front wing. We'll see if this brings out a safety car or not. Oh, Charlie.
And Charlie's going to take a 3-second teammates swapping positions into turn 1, but yeah.
So Toneless will pit for a new front wing.
And as we were saying, those softs do fall off, and when they do, it makes that final high-speed chicane very deadly and very dangerous.
That back end, the back end will literally just snap. I luckily didn't have it in the race, but I did a lot of that in practice, where the back end, you know, after about lap 5, lap 6, you can't really take it 100% on the throttle. You kind of have to take a little bit off, because that back end, when she's gone, she's gone.
Yeah. As Ichigo did save it, so that was good of him. Toneless, unfortunately, not getting as lucky. Heatwave having a bit of a moment, tapping the wall in castle section with a bit of a drift. So it seems the softs are about done, and this is where the mediums will start to thrive, as all these soft runners are going to have to pit about now.
Yeah, Red Bull is going to have a decision to make here with their 2 drivers. Does the one ahead get treatment, or is it going to be Charlie? One would assume whoever's ahead will get the treatment, pitting first.
Well, I would imagine one would want to hold up the other to keep Drix behind on the mediums, so that one can get there in and out and still be ahead, hopefully. As I think that's the decision call there, is Heatwave. No, Heatwave does not head for the pits. They're going to keep going. Probably another lap, trying to get to that lap 8 marker for a lot of the soft runners. That's what they're going to be looking for. Luciano into the pits, Danny Rick into the pits. Probably couldn't go on much farther with the damage that Danny Rick might have, and Luciano looking to get onto that medium tire as well.
Yeah, I think Danny Rick tried to push it on because he knew he had to get to this lap in order for the mediums to be ideal. So we'll see what he can do on his with coming back. Now, if he's got floor damage or side, pod damage, can't do anything about that. Can't repair that in the middle of the race.
Yeah, that'll just make it a constant struggle. As the softs are really struggling out there. It's actually holding them up. Maybe Zach's just saved his tires a bit more. Heatwave has a bit of a moment, holding up Drix just a little bit. Yeah, but Zach is closing in, as they all have a little bit of a moment through castle section.
Yeah, Drix just needs to kind of don't put yourself in a bad spot. You know these 3 are going to pit in the next couple of laps. Once they do, that's when Drix needs to push out and try to build up a gap. So we'll see.
2 Red Bulls ahead, working together though. I don't think they're wanting to give up any position unless it's their own teammate, so a little kiss to the back of Heatwave's rear diffuser there with the front wing. But this could be it.
Well, if Charlie pits here, he will give his teammate DRS. Indeed he does. But Drix doesn't care. He looks on the inside. Still side by side. And now Drix will be leading, but now Heatwave will have DRS.
Yeah, but Heatwave so far not quite having the traction out of the corner. Drix not having any battery left to fight with.
Side by side. Oh, Drix.
Oh, a light tap to the
Heatwave
wall.
hits the wall.
That could be light wing damage. You might need to repair that going into the pits. As they're side by side through turn 4 and 3.
Oh, yeah, now you're coming
Oh, he gets squeezed into the wall a bit. That might also be damage. But more contact between Drix and Heatwave. Trying to slow up Drix at all so that Charlie can kind of get him ahead on the pit stop change. Oh, and Heatwave has lost it in the castle section, and that is him out.
I know
and
the
that
feeling,
might
bro.
be the safety car that some of these other drivers were looking for.
Well, as try to get Mozzie back in here, I saw he left.
So what do the top runners do? In theory, if Zach holds his position, he can get to the end on these mediums. Heatwave is out, and Drix still needs to pit. Shamrock still needs to pit, and Boj still needs to pit. So as long as nothing changes too much, all is well. Veyron and Luciano line up behind him. Charlie still has that 3-second time penalty, so...
So we saw a catcher. She went to hards, but we'll see as... Yeah, Drix, Boj, they have no choice but to go to hards. I mean, you can go to softs here, but it's going to be clearly a 2-stop as Boj does put hards on. Yep.
Catcher might be doing the smart thing, going from medium to hard to back to medium.
I believe, yeah.
But
Shamrock on softs.
Rick's onto hards. Boj onto hards. And Shamrock onto softs?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mr. Shamrock, what are you trying at, sir?
I will say this, and I had this issue in my race last night. I had medium selected when I went to pit, and the game put me on softs. Potato had this same issue as well in Tier 3. So, for all intents and purposes...
Could be a game glitch.
It could very well be a game glitch. We'll see in about, at the end of this lap, if Drunken Shamrock comes into pit or not.
Yeah, but Katra did do the old switcheroo, hards back to medium, shenagle. I like it. I respect it.
Uh-huh.
Going to the end on those tires, so we'll see.
And this brings back in Slayer and, even Toneless. Toneless had his issue. Lost his front wing in the final corner there. But he didn't crash out, so this kind of gives him a nice little reset.
Now, can Danny Rick recover the race with the safety car?
Well,
he had the pace. He was doing well. Pace.
Question is, how much damage is on that car? That's going to be one question when that pertains to Danny Rick.
Looks a little scuffed on that side, but it's very difficult to tell how much damage that actually would be.
Let's see what happens to Drunken Shamrock if he pits or not. Who was the one that had yellow for fuel? Let's see, that was Slayer. Well, this should help his situation, I believe. I know, it's Toneless. Ooh, he's spun.
It was Toneless, but Toneless is spun. Does he still have all of his wing together?
Looks like
it. It's good. Yeah, still low on fuel, but probably able to claw that back in at this point, so that's good.
And Shamrock does stay out, so I guess he did go on softs on purpose. So we'll see how this plays out. He's going to need another safety car because the medium and hard guys right now, they won't have to pit, barring them having wing damage or anything like that. Their tires will be fine for the end.
Yeah. I don't know, Sprightly. It seems like you just need to have it selected at the bottom, but maybe you do have to actually request a pit stop after selecting tire now. Maybe they changed that and I never noticed in the patch notes. And
I did not know that as well.
Could be a thing. I'm not 100% on that, but Sprightly says you have to request a pit after changing your tire compound, and it should change it. But I don't know if that's just Cody's or if that was a patch that changed. I have no idea.
Because I know I put it on that compound, so you would think Cody's, common sense, just saying.
Common sense and Cody's? Come on, Biwo. I know you're new to F1, but like... be real. Be real now.
I do know not to change the compound when you're on pit lane coming to the box, hence Imola.
Yeah, that can happen.
That happened. Well, safety car should go in this lap.
Should be in this lap. Question will be, when will Zach go? Charlie still has his 3-second time penalty. There could be other warnings on the board.
Let's see, Zach looking for that redemption from Imola. Him and Heatwave were battling, and it was Heatwave that was able to get the top spot at the end. So we know Zach's hungry. He wants to get another win.
Kind of worked out for Deer Hunter when he was up there and
Yeah, it did.
Alpha Tauri. So you never know. This could work out well for this Alpha Tauri, hopefully. And he's gone. Rick seems to have gotten an okay run. Everybody else doing fine behind. But it'll be interesting to see with those hard tires. Will he be able to keep up?
Oh,
Ardell takes a 3-second time penalty, so the warnings were there. Oh.
Who's that sector?
Duncan Shamrock has an issue. I don't know if that was contact, but he's all the way down after putting on those softs, so not the way that they wanted to go with that.
Indeed, no. As Danny Rick up to P8. He's made up a couple positions. Someone has a heavy lockout.
Lots of fights on the track again as they kind of had that reset from safety car. Still got to wait for DRS, so it'll all be down to battery. Yeah. Oh, and Veyron has a huge moment into the wall, hits the wall, and Charlie... Charlie just throttled it, and that is him out.
Is that going to be a safety car? It's technically...
I don't think so.
It's not on the track.
And more contact between Veyron and Mozzie and maybe Ardell in there is what set that off. But more, yeah, that's a safety car right there.
Veyron.
That is a safety car.
Veyron doesn't have a front wing.
No. No, and Danny Rick is out. He has lost it in the high-speed chicane somehow during safety car. Parts are strewn about the track, and here we are. Oh boy.
Well,
so lots of points are on the table for lots of drivers at this point.
Danny Rick Why did Danny Rick retire there? That was after the
he crashed. He crashed in the high-speed chicane.
Yeah, but that was when the safety cars already called out.
Yeah, I don't know if that was contact or perhaps that floor damage was the undoing in the low speed. I really don't know what happened there. So, unfortunately, that's Danny Rick out and Charlie. So, I know Veyron hit the wall there and Charlie hit him, but maybe Charlie got the boost from somebody else behind. I really don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that was, I didn't really see a good angle there. All I just saw was a Red Bull just in a blur.
A Red Bull in a blur. At least we've gotten one car flipped. Now Katra doesn't need to do it. Job done in Tier 2. No cars need to flip at this point. Charlie's done it for us.
Well, we hate to do the commentator jinx, but, you know, she started P15, actually, no, 14. And she's now up to P6. She's kind of just kept her nose clean. And as you noted earlier, going from the medium-hard, medium strategy. You know, Ardell,
pretty much just doing the medium run. Can't blame her there.
No.
But Ardell with a 3 seconds, so she's pretty much got 5th if she can just hold out. Maybe get another position on Vojay, who's on the hards. Maybe Drix. But I just don't see him being that slow on the hards. He seemed pretty pacey against these medium runners either way, so...
Well, one thing I was gonna comment before we had the safety car mayhem was, you know, with Drix on that hard compound, if Zach could, you know, build a 1 second gap on Drix, being the fact that they're on the two different compounds, the medium should be the more racier tire. We'll see. The medium tire is a really, really good tire. You just have to have racing laps on it.
I doubt anybody will jump to anything else besides mediums from pretty much this point on, unless we're getting one of those really last-minute safety cars, and even still, I don't think the softs are really the play at the last end there with the softs, so yeah. Aaron is at least back into P10. Not so great for a championship leader, but he's made some pretty good recoveries in the past, so maybe this one is another recovery drive for him.
Well, it seems like I think Charlie just left, so interesting. Anyways, we'll just move on after the race. See, now I would say if we get another safety car that comes out, perhaps lap 18, I think we will see people gamble with the soft compound. I think 4 to 5 laps. Yeah, I think if we get a safety car
lap 18, maybe. Depends on where you are in the lineup. I could see that, but
well, you know,
one of the top group, I still wouldn't pit.
Yeah, no, I would agree, but I think if Katra has spun. Just, I don't know if she clipped the wall, but she does have wing damage.
She's driving the wrong way, though.
She has kind of no choice, though.
I know, but she saved it. She didn't reset to track. She did it the proper way.
Yep.
What a true lady with balls. I would have been so scared of disqualifying myself there.
Yeah. You can't go in reverse, or you'll get disqualified. Can't really drive in reverse, or you'll get disqualified. So it's like, what do you do there?
Safety car is in this lap, and she needs a wing. I'm sorry, catcher, for the commentator curse. I don't know what that was.
That was unfortunate.
But more wings lost under safety car, and Zach is going to be leading us off again, trying to get us going. He's going to wait a little bit deeper. He's trying to make sure he gets away from Drix, so at least he's got his battery back and he's able to fight himself off.
Where did Slayer
safety car is in.
Slayer to P6. He's made amends. He's made a nice recovery with these two safety cars. They won't have DRS for this lap. Keeps it clean. Oh, Ardell gets by Vosges. So he's up to P4.
Yeah, the hard tires not quite coming to life after that safety car restart. They are pretty hard to keep up into temp.
Yeah.
Might be just a little bit cool. Slayer looking for a move now. Not able to make it so far, but everyone kind of just slotting in behind.
Let's see if Zach can be able to pull a gap. He is.
It's only 7/10, and there's a lot of battery for everybody on board, so it's not going to be the easiest second to run out of.
Well, let's see if he can get it. His goal would be have a second lead, which he has for the second DRS straight. It should be activated.
Well, he's going to have lots of time still, as long as he can keep away from Drix. But, yeah, the hard's not quite coming to life. Luciano digging right at the back of that Ferrari diffuser, so if it's not Drix, it might be Luciano to have to fight Zach in that 1 second gap, so we'll have to see.
Well, if that's the case, Luciano needs to make quick work of Drix to get it after Zach.
And Drix taps the wall a little bit. It doesn't look like wing damage. Might be light wing damage. Luciano moves into second place. And he's closing in that 1 second gap to Zach. He wants it badly. OJ and Slayer swap positions down the straight. Slayer up into P5 after a nice recovery from the back. So again, anything can happen here. Slayer saving it after a little bit of slip over the curbs.
And DRS wasn't activated on lap 2 of the restart, so okay. Should be next lap.
Luciano's eaten a lot of his battery to try and close into Zach, but he's gotten right up to that 1 second mark-ish. After going over the curves, he's lost out those 2/10, but he can still grab it. Zach has a little bit more battery on board, but definitely trying to stay away.
Got Ardell now catching his teammate. Meanwhile, back in the back, everyone kind of keeping it clean. Toneless now has Vosge in front of him. Actually, Vosge has a queue of cars behind him now.
Oh, he's got a whole lineup of vehicles, and everyone wants to get by, but those hards are so far able to hold out throughout most of the track, except for the straight, where it seems they're kind of prey.
Yeah, he's gonna not be as he taps the wall there a little bit. He's not gonna enjoy once the DRS gets activated. Fortunately, I think he's just gonna be a sitting duck. Even before then, he's not gonna lose 2 spots right here. Is Veyron gonna look?
Yep, Veyron's gonna fight for his inside line there. Toneless up into P6, Veyron into P7. Vosge losing out, but
well, Luciano had to use a lot of his battery, but he's within DRS range of Zach. Good.
He's on slightly older mediums, so they're kind of on equal footing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zach does have quite a bit more battery, so.
Interesting of kind of when he uses it. He might use it at the end of this lap here to maybe eke out a gap for the main straight. Actually, yeah. No, he burns a little bit here. It's back to Red Bull or Ferraris. They're P3, P4.
Zach's almost got that 1 second gap.
He's trying.
He's trying, but Luciano seems to have gotten him.
It's gonna be close.
It doesn't seem like he
did.
got the ping. He didn't get it. So Zach was able to hold him out just barely by pretty much both of them dumping everything they got. Ardell will be next to run, but he won't have his teammate on this corner. Maybe into turn 3. The two of them will swap it out. Veyron moving up on Toneless, though. So Veyron looking for that recovery drive. Already up to P6 again, so. OJ's been disconnected, so.
Yep, I'm on it.
Might be able to get them in, but
hopefully he won't get what happened to Butters last night, and then Zach in the realistic race, the 5-second ignoring yellow flags when, they're not even in their car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we would love it for Cody's to fix their stuff. Hear that, EA? That's what we want from you, so. But so far, these two are just chasing each other. Zach trying to run, Luciano trying to chase him down. They're both conserving a lot of battery throughout the lap, but a lot of dumping, too, to stay away.
They're kind of on equal footing when it comes to battery now, so Zach might not be able to eke out a 1 second gap now this lap. So
Luciano's been putting in a lap for himself, so it's going to be close enough to let him claw into him. Will it be enough to pass, though?
He might just use this first part just to close up and then look for the move on the second DRS straight going into turn 3. But then again, we'll see. He is closing
Ardell's
in.
fallen off from his teammate. Slayer has DRS on him. Veyron, I'm not sure, got DRS in there. Let's see. Slayer coming up strong and fast on a weak Ardell with no battery and takes that inside line. It's going to be a little bit deeper than he probably wanted, but Ardell's going to take him back on the outside and slip right back through. That's going to close it up for Veyron to close that 1 second gap in. And Slayer almost hit the wall trying to activate DRS right out of the corner, but saves it, so.
Yeah, Luciano he was in Zach's DRS range, but I noticed he didn't press the battery, so he might be just letting his battery recharge in order to have another go. Both kind of, sort of.
Yeah, he's hunting it down.
He might be just sitting here trying to let the battery charge up. As yeah, I see that battle with Ardell and Slayer, which Drix, he's loving this.
Drix is going to take another 3 second for his misery, so he's got 6 seconds to work with. Slayer's still on the back of Ardell. Veyron's still there. Toneless a little bit off, but still could be mixed in with all this with a little bit more fighting, so.
Yep, Slayer now, his main competition will be behind him with Veyron, and you know, at the moment they're fighting for the last podium spot unless the two Ferraris can eke up a 6 second and 3 second gap on him, which that's going to be a very tall order.
Luciano looking for the move now. Change of positions at the start of lap 19. Luciano's going to have the line. Zach's going to be right there to hound the back of him.
Yep. So we'll see if Zach strikes back on this second DRS straight. Luciano goes defensive. So let's see if Zach, now he goes back to the racing line. Does Zach go for a move? He does. There's side-by-side contact is made.
Luciano contact, and that spins Zach
around.
around. He's going to try and recover it as Drix comes through. Drix is going to get that position. And Zach is going to be in third. He's going to try and catch himself back in there. Right now he's still sitting P2 with Drix's penalties as long as he can hold it out. But those tires are going to be hot. So
let's see. Luciano, is he off the pace? I believe Luciano's off the pace. Well, I don't know what this is about.
I think he's just trying to recharge battery a little bit. Or he's trying to give up the pace to catch Zach back in. I don't know what he's doing exactly.
I don't know. He might be doing that. He might be
trying to be apologetic about it, but unfortunately Zach's lost out to Drix, so he's not going to be able to let him back in for another fight. Trying to be a gentleman about it if that's what it was.
That, or perhaps you saw the tail end of that, and Luciano had an issue, but that was, we'll see about that later, perhaps.
Zach's going to try and close it in on Drix. It's not going to be enough this time around. Ardell doesn't have enough for this time around. Veyron was looking at the back of Ardell, still looking at the back of Ardell. Gets pushed a little bit low, decides to back out of it, goes for the DRS on Ardell. Can he get around this time through?
Yeah. Zach on the
Both
back.
have DRS, so it's not going to be easy, but some flashing lights as Slayer almost hit the wall with a twitch there.
That wall will come out and bite you. We both experienced that last night.
Hey, the walls around here are dangerous as shit, so I don't joke around with them.
No.
Luciano having a little bit of a light kiss with the wall. Somewhat just taking it easy through the corners there. Zach trying to close it in. Still on the back of Drix, so he's looking for that position. Same with Veyron. Veyron wants a little bit more.
One thing that Drix has in his arsenal is he has almost 70% of his battery remaining, so he does have that going for him.
I believe Veyron started on softs and then went to 2 sets of mediums with the safety cars, yes?
I believe you're right.
Ardell blinking already for battery. Veyron having a bit more with DRS is already around.
Yeah, we'll see if
Ardell has DRS, but
that gets his inside of Drix, gets P2. Now we'll see if Drix will use the battery on the second DRS straight to get back ahead of him. Leaving a little bit. I don't know. Is he going to take a look? No. So Zach now back up to P2, and he's got enough time. Maybe we'll see if he can run down Luciano and he can go take back the lead. He has to shake Drix in order to do that.
And Veyron got himself around Slayer. Now he's going to chase the back of Drix. So he's wanting to get that podium streak still going. He currently has it with the time penalties in hand. So the streak can live as long as Veyron can get across the line at this point.
Shamrock gets a 3-second, but he won't lose any.
He's pretty safe.
He's pretty safe. Ardell, I mean, right now he's P6 for 3-second. He doesn't want to pick up another one because right now he'll hold that position with Toneless being 4.3 back.
Yeah, Toneless might not be able to catch up so much without the DRS. Maybe that's what's hurting him to really stay in there. Looks like Zach was able to clear away a bit of a gap. If he can stay within 3 seconds, it might be good for the race. I don't know if he can get the win off of maybe some sort of track limits violation or something like that, but he's within that 3-second gap, so.
Yeah, we'll see if perhaps a report is made over the contact between him and Luciano. I don't think it was anything malicious, just two cars.
That malicious.
No,
yeah.
It was just two cars battling there in the tight corner. Rex is doing a good job of
Slayer and Veyron have been fighting it out through turn 3 pretty often, but yeah, Slayer's tires are looking pretty dead.
I will say,
pretty dead.
You know, the penalties up the tires. Drix might not. He might be just trying to just stick behind Zach, knowing he has a 3, and trying to pull a gap to P4 with Veyron to stay on the podium because he only has 3 seconds of penalties, and the gap between him and Veyron.
6 seconds.
No, it's 3. So
it's only 3. Okay, well that's not so bad.
So that might be what Drix is trying to do, is just not really be aggressive and attack Zach, more or less just have Zach carry him.
I'm sure he's looking for that toe, considering that DRS is so strong on that straight, and it does give you so much more pace, so.
Yeah, it's close. It's close for him to maintaining it, or more or less holding P3.
Slayer's still chasing down Veyron. He's going to have DRS, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make a huge impression.
Yeah, right now it's above 3 seconds for Drix over Veyron, so if Drix can just make sure not to get another penalty, as we got a yellow flag. Who's that for?
Catra's lost her wing with soft tires, so that's caused a virtual safety car, unfortunately, but she's kept herself going. But
we've seen debris cause a full safety car, so we'll see if that does change from a VSC to a safety car. Right now, at the moment, it's not. I will say one thing with the VSC is, you know, make sure you mind the delta. Last thing you want to do is get a drive-through at this point of this race. It will effectively just end your race right now.
Yeah, that would be pretty deadly at this point. Then again, it's the last 3 laps, so try fighting it with the stewards in case it was a glitch. So there is that at least.
Yeah, looks like
doesn't look like anybody got bit by it.
No. Yeah, Zach has Drix all over him. I really think Drix is just gonna sit there. He knows even if he passes Zach, he's not probably gonna build a 3-second gap. So he's gonna lose position either way. Let's see, come here. It's Veyron and Slayer. I see them. They're battling.
They're battling it out. Drix is going to go for the move. He's going to have it this time around. Swap spots with Zach. Slayer makes it around, so they swap spots as well.
Let's see.
Yellow Sector 1. Was that something to do with our leader? Or is Catra out? Catra's out. That's what it is.
Yep, that's what it is. Oh, Shamrock pits. I think he's missing a front wing.
Should still have time to get back out. Maybe just going for fastest lap as well. He's in 10th, so might as well try and pick up an extra point.
He might lose that to Boj. We'll see. Here comes Drunken Shamrock guy. He's gonna lose P10 over that. I think it's gonna be close. But oh well, Boj never got back.
He should have it by the end, so all good for him. Should be easy points.
What happened to Zach?
What do you mean?
Well, he let Drix through, and all of a sudden he's 2 seconds behind him.
Yeah, well, the mediums are on 15. Remember the cliff? Remember the cliff that the softs hit? Yeah, the mediums hit the same cliff at a lap 14, 13, and then you have to hold them until 18 to make it to the end, because there's no point in pitting. But
you're right.
They don't feel nice, and as long as he holds a 3-second gap, then Baba Booey, right? But
he might be able to pull out 3-second lead on Zach to keep P2.
maybe he's trying to frog hop himself all the way up to Luciano, but I don't think there's enough time, not enough laps left to get her done.
I don't think he's going to be able to pass Luciano and open up a 3-second gap with 2 laps, but it's very close with him and Zach for P2, P3 in terms of that 3-second penalty. It's actually increasing. I wonder if Zach has damage because he has Veyron closing him on now.
Doesn't appear, unless I missed something. No, he's got his wing. He's just probably struggling on the tires. Maybe he took some floor damage from some contact. I don't know.
I mean, we've seen
Doesn't appear like it.
We've seen just the slightest contact can really upset the car. Just the slightest damage can really affect it. I mean, I really wonder if Zach maybe had made a slight mistake and tapped the wall because he is really off the pace.
Veyron's got fresher tires, and he's going to try and get this move done on Zach into the straight. He's going to have 1 lap to run away. Slayer looking for this move as well, so Veyron trying to get ahead, though. I don't know why he went so deep there. Let Zach stay ahead for the moment.
Now can Veyron keep his podium streak alive? He's got to get past Zach and hold off Slayer in order to do it.
Slayer's got more beans in it, though.
Oh, he's going to go in the middle, make it 3 wide here.
3 wide into 2 wide, but back to 3 wide as Zach catches them back up with his slower entry in. Slayer blocking him off, a little light contact there, but yeah, they're all fighting for it. Zach not having the tires, I think, at the end here.
Back, kind of in the back a little bit. Toneless trying to catch up to Ardell. He's in that 3-second gap to get P6. He does have his fuel light on. Hopefully Toneless doesn't run out of fuel.
Drunken Shamrock's going to take that fastest lap, so good on him. Ichigo looking to try and do the same thing.
Well, Ichigo will get 1 more crack at it. Actually, Ichigo and Drunken Shamrock are going to fight it out for that last, for P9 and the fastest lap. So we'll see about that as Luciano coming around to end sector 2.
Coming around the final corners, he's 1 chicane away from claiming victory here in Azerbaijan. That'll be it. Just has to sail away to the end.
So with even the penalty, Luciano will take the win. Drix will take P2.
Solidly P2, alone from everybody at the end. Veyron still able to cinch that record for his podium spree. So Zach's going to come in P5. Ardell P7 after penalties from Toneless taking P6. Mozzie's going to take P8. Ichigo should have 9th. And Shamrock is right in behind.
Is
Ichigo steal that fastest
I
lap,
was about
though.
to say, is he going to steal it? We'll see. Here we go. No, he didn't get it.
I don't think he got it, but
Nope.
it was a good attempt. Good attempt. And that is our race for Tier 2 Azerbaijan. We'll get to our podium interview shortly. But, yeah, it was quite a race.
It was indeed. So once we get to the loading screen, I'll get those 3 in here. So we're just, let's see. So we're just waiting for Drix, and I'll send him one more invite, just in case the other one didn't go through. Well, as we wait for Drix, we'll start with Veyron. Started P6 on the grid, and you keep your podium streak of 4 races alive, and you extend the gap in the championship to Boss Cookie, who's in P2, who didn't race today. Luciano P3, well, he won, so you lose a little bit. Just talk about your race and your thoughts about it.
In regards to race pace, I thought I had pretty good pace. I made a huge error before that second safety car. I lost concentration. I hit the wall in Castle, and I think I messed up Charlie, and then I think I even messed up Mozzie when I was trying to stay out of the way with my wing damage. But yeah, I really had the fight from 10th after that safety car restart to get back up through the field, and yeah, I can't believe it. I was able to do it, and I had, yeah, Slayer, props to him. He's very respectful with his racing. He gave me so much room, and it was one of the best battles I've had in this league for sure. But yeah, I'm really happy with this finish, considering I made such a big mistake early on.
Yeah, I was going to mention about your little battle there with Slayer at the end, which turned out to be pretty important with what happened to Zach, unknown, but that was a nice little scrap. What's your thoughts going into Canada? As I don't think we're going to have Drix come up for P2.
Canada, I like Canada a lot. I would say I like it maybe just a little bit less than here. But yeah, I might have been able to maybe fight for P2 or something if I hadn't have made that error earlier in the race. But you know, P3 is still great, and I'm podium streak, keeping that alive and extending the championship gap over second. So I can't ask for more.
Yeah, yeah, in the moment you want to win, so it kind of stinks tonight, but when you wake up tomorrow and you look, actually, that wasn't a bad result. So I can completely understand that. We'll move to Rat as he'll interview Luciano, race winner. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish, Veyron.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Veyron, and to Luciano. What a race. That was an interesting fight to the end after safety car, getting around Zach. A little bit of contact there between the two of you, but after that, it was pretty much smooth sailing all the way to the end. How was that for you?
Yeah, early in the race, I went for a move on Heatwave and just made contact turn 1, spun around. That kind of just, lit a fire, and I don't know, just was doing good laps, got lucky with the safety car, and was kind of just sitting behind Zach, just waiting, kind of. and I think I caught him off guard. Maybe I got by him, and I don't know. I'll have to go look back at it. I thought I left enough room. He didn't hit me. He hit the inside of the wall. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, it was kind of just smooth sailing for me. I like this track. Kind of just had bad luck in this league every fucking race. So I'm excited for a good one.
Well, you guys had less safety cars than all the other tiers, so there is that, and it was led to some pretty good racing. There was a little bit more contact, but at least it was good to see some racing and some fights into these corners. So at least there was that, and congratulations to your P1. It was a great race.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So yeah, I think that will end our stream. We hope to see you all at Canada next week, but also to see you all at our Tier 1 race coming up in the next half an hour or so. So we'll catch you there. Thank you very much, and have a good night.